How's it going, Peoples? So, welcome back to the channel. This is Ustride. I went on a 30 mile ride today, and I was mostly doing anywhere from 40 to 45. There were times where I hit 50, but it wasn't really a hard ride. It was more like a chill ride. It was an event at my job, and I was like, man, should I take the car? Should I take the 30? I took the 30. It was fully charged. And in about 30 miles of doing 40 to 45, sometimes hitting 50, the battery went down to 50%. So now the battery's at 50%. It's at 120 volts. I don't have a voltmeter. I know this because of the EUC World app. But 50% is basically 3 bars apparently. But you can't really go by the bars because this thing goes down and suddenly comes back up, depending on how you're riding. But what I want to say is, I've never ridden this thing from 50% down to 1 bar. So I'm going to the gym and I'm going to ride normally, like I would, had it been above 50%, 85, 100, you know? So I'm gonna turn on the EUC World app and we're gonna see how this thing performs. It's a big battery, 134 volts, huge motor. I just wanna see what it's like. Is it safe below 50% to ride how I ride? And hopefully at the end of this video, we can take a look at the EUC World stats together on euc.world. All right, guys. Also, if you have experience riding the 30 or any of your wheels, that's a big goat that is, below 50% hard, let me know. I do expect to hear more beeps, obviously. And I also expect that if I push it too hard, it will give me a dip forward before crashing. I don't expect to crash, but 50% is a lot of battery, by the way. So let's just see how this thing holds up. It's just a short ride, maybe 4 miles to the gym, maybe less. So let's do this. That's weird. It's a green light, dude. I need the E-Rides pedals. All right. I'll be honest, I'm trying to be a little bit careful, but there's really no need to be at 57, 50%, 120 volts, to be honest. You just don't want to hit it too hard, but even then, I don't think anything will happen. Yeah, come on. Come on. Oh, what's this car doing here? As if the car shouldn't be there. All right. Took me a while to get used to the Street Pro, but feels good. It's kind of wide, has a lot more grip, a lot of surface area to it. So it's a little bit less nimble than a normal tire, or for example, the knobby tire I had earlier, but it definitely is thicker. Yeah. Also, because I know the battery is low, I don't want to be too close to behind the car. Oh, what the frick? This guy is not using his signals. That's the worst part. See, I was just talking about that. Being right behind the car. Because when you're right behind the car, you don't know what they're going to do. And the battery's low, or your wheel is in a situation that is risky, you know, if you cut out, you're cutting right out into that car. So that's a nice car. ISF it looks like. So normally I'd bolt here, sit down and go. Wow, I'm down to 2 bars. Oh my gosh, 2 bars. The good thing about the suspension too is that if you're at low battery and you go through a bump, you won't necessarily be overpowering the wheel because a lot of the shock or a lot of the impact that would have affected the motor otherwise goes through the shock. So that's very, very helpful. Many benefits to having shocks, you know what I mean? Oh, back to 3 bars, nice. All right. Is that phone still on? What's up? Yep. Awesome. I should get some Velcro to put the phone on the tire, I mean on the wheel, so that I can, oh, go, 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 you have time. Oh, yes. Yeah, if I get some Velcro to put the phone on the wheel, that'd be a lot better instead of me checking my pocket all the time. But anyway, yeah, guys, the EX30 has been a great wheel. But today, man, riding 30 miles on like routes, you know what I mean? Not blocks like in the city, really demonstrated that for long distance like this, even the EX30 is not an adequate enough wheel if you want to ride above 40-45 miles an hour for an extended distance like 10 miles or 20 miles or whatever. The Master Pro is definitely the way to go. 100%. 3 bars still, wow. Man, okay, you know what? 50% is a lot of battery, let's be honest. Oh, so one of the reasons I hate the stock pedals is because it's too flat. It doesn't give me the extra leverage I need in order to stop quickly or accelerate quickly or turn quickly. But the E-Ride's pedals, holy smokes, I get all that leverage. Let's go over there somewhere. Woo. 2 bars, 3 bars. Not bad, not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, look at all these EVs. Are these EVs? No. Oh, crap. I'm not gonna make it. 2 bars when you're hitting on it. Let me show you guys. So right now it's 'Alright guys, so we're gonna take a quick look at the stats, okay, the riding stats from EUC World. I have my app set so that it automatically starts to record the moment it connects to the wheel. If we take a quick look, all we're looking for is in this section. This is the safety margin area, okay? So you have the altitude, and then you have the safety margin, and you have energy consumption. So I'm only concerned about safety margin. So as you can see, you have the green, all right, the green graph, and that represents your safety margin. And then the black line, which is your battery. Okay, so in the safety margin chart, green is good, yellow is warning, orange is close to critical, and red is critical. So I don't see any yellow, I don't see any red, any orange, which means that I was extremely safe while I was riding. And that's a good thing. That's one. So this is the second run I did after I got to the gym. So if you look, it's all red, 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 red. And that's because I was, I guess, per the battery, I was in the red zone but not unsafe. So let's go to the next one. So here, actually, no, this is the second part of the video. Sorry. The lowest safety margin I could see here is, let me see, 30%, 21%. And yeah, so I was never in any danger at all, unless I pushed it really hard, at which point this thing would dip really low, close to zero. And as you can see on the left, you have 0, 50, and 100%. So if you want to set your safety margin, I usually set my safety margin down 20% or lower. Sometimes I turn it off if I have enough experience with the wheel, or I know I'm not going to over exert the wheel. But anyway, I highly recommend that if you're trying to get to know your wheel, set up your app so it automatically connects to logging so that you can have your tours logged. And when you're done, you can just go to your computer, take a look at your driving stats, and you can see at what point, you overexerted the wheel or whatever. So this is my riding profile on a normal day. I don't typically overdo it. And yeah, this is encouraging because I was trying to see what this wheel was like below 50%, below 40%. I think at some point I will try below 30% just to see what it's capable of. So yeah, big battery is always a good thing. There's a lot of reserve, a lot of buffer. Okay, so something else you'll notice about the EUC World app is that here you have the battery, right? The battery consumption. And I'm not sure what this is, this bar inside. But this one right here, I assume this is the safety margin bar. At one point, I did ask him if he could put the safety margin bar right in front so we don't have to go looking for it. And it looks like that's what this is because it's yellow. I'm guessing, if it goes all the way to the right, that would be red and, you're close to cutting out. So I hope that's what this is. But either way, I'll have to do more testing to see what this is. But yeah, 50% and down to 40% is safe on this wheel to do well above 40 miles an hour. But again, just as a note, speed is not the issue. The main thing you should be concerned about is over torquing your wheel. So your battery could be down to like 35, 25% under load, and you'll do fine up to 45, 47 miles an hour even. But if your weight is a lot and you over torque your wheel on a hill, etc. Good thing we have suspension because as I stated earlier, suspension helps with the shock to the system so that the wheel doesn't have to overload itself. There won't be any major spiking going on if you hit a bump because most of that shock is going to go through the suspension. But as we can see here, I was nowhere in the red zone, and that's very encouraging because typically when I ride from 100%, and once it gets to 50%, I tend to back it off a little bit. I still go hard, but I don't torque hard. So my next test will be some hard torquing well below 50%. I would say 30, well below 30%. So yeah, well below 120 volts. I want to see where it's critical, and so far so good. Lose weight, ride conservatively below 50%, and you should be good. So until the next time, happy riding.